What's up, y'all? So if you could actually see me behind this gigantic box, we're gonna get it open and see exactly what's in this thing. I've had this thing for about a week at the time of this video, and I'm really excited to show y'all what it actually is. I've kind of hinted at it, but now I can actually reveal it. So I have partnered with Monport to bring you a lot of laser, CO2 laser at that, because I have a diode laser from Focus, whatever you want to call it, and it's great and all, but this is a lot more power and a really compact size. So let's get it open, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to tell you all about what the partnership is, what to expect, and everything like that. So let's do that let's do it really quickly now. So. Okay, y'all, so that was exciting. So out of the box, this thing is pre-assembled and ready to go, which is really exciting. Just to see the accessories and things that you get, you do get a 5.5 millimeter and 7 millimeter open mouth wrench here, a carrying case for your glasses, which these are green. I have orange ones as well from my other laser, or dark. They're like black, almost green, but yeah, for my other laser that I got. So, and then you get this little bag with your power cord, your standard 110. This is tape to seal certain parts off if you want to so do so. A clamp for your exhaust port. And then in this little box, I think this is the silicone that you can use with the tape as well. Or I think this is double-sided tape actually. Yeah, this is double-sided tape. This is silicone for sealing things more, but out of the box, this thing, you have a lot of things pre-sealed, and it looks like, yeah, it's come with a little piece of acrylic, so I guess that's for testing purposes. And then you have your quick start guide, your this is to actually use to focus the laser and stuff, and to make sure you're at a good distance from where your laser is at. And then a USB Type-C cord. So just to kind of put all of this to the side, the manual that I've seen, or what I have seen about the manual, is that it is apparently really in-depth, and it tells you a lot about the laser and everything that you need to know about it. So it's a really good user guide, unlike some where it's just kind of like basic and general things. So let's get the plastic wrap off of this and see what we're working with. All right, so out of the box, this thing is super clean, super nice. I really love the aesthetic of this. It's going to be a honestly, like a conversation piece. Whenever you see this, you're gonna think like, what is this heavy machinery here, you know? So right off the bat, there's something a little loose back here on where the actual tube goes, but I mean, I've got to get this open to see really what we've got going on back here. I thought I had a screwdriver around here somewhere. Here we go. But let's see. Okay, no, it's just a little flimsy because of the way it's made. So we'll get to that a little later. It's just one of those things, you know, you first look at it and you want to kind of really look at everything that you've got once you get something shipped to you, because if anything's wrong with it, you definitely want to contact them before you get really working with this. So right off the bat, I know one thing I have heard is that there's a lot of things that you need to go through and just look at to just kind of see, yep, like this, pull out all your different phones and stuff like that, and make sure you've got everything cleared out. Let's see if I can get you turned over here. So, and then you get this box and your exhaust port. Oh, and then this is the pump. Because it is a CO2 laser, it has to be water cooled, because if not, it's going to really wear down the life of your tube, bulb, whatever you want to call it. So that's what this water pump is for. However, the model that I've got, it comes with the chiller, it just hasn't come in yet. And then I also am going to get the air purifier, so that's another thing that I'm really excited for. So yeah, this is the 40 watt, so the K40, meaning 40 watt CO2 laser. It has an 8 by 12 inch, I think that's 200 by 500 millimeters, 600 millimeter. I'm not sure exactly on the millimeters right now, on what millimeter it is, but I do know that it is 8 inch by 12 inch, which is not a huge cut capacity, but I mean, this thing can cut through a good amount of material. So yeah, so let's get a closer look at all of this and everything that comes on it, and all of the ins and outs, all the IO ports back here, and the different hoses and things like that. I mean, because I'm a little curious back here too, and then get like this protective coating off everything. So let's do that now. All right, y'all, so taking a look over here, now that it is in its forever home, you can see the two plugs for the water pump and for the air purifier. Those are coming. They just said that they would be here sometime soon. The ground wire, the 110 voltage, your exhaust port, and your two water lines, the inlet and the outlet, they are connected together so that way nothing gets in them whenever you are shipping. So essentially what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this back panel, and I'm going to finish peeling off all of the protective layer that they have on the inside of this for whenever they machined everything, and has the just nice blue pretty, you know, stuff that comes on appliances and stuff. So I'm going to pull this off real quick, and then that way I can get the exhaust port mounted on here, and then flip it back over, and then that way it can just stay here and be set in its place forever. All right, so I've got all of that put back together. Essentially what I did was I pulled off the outlet port. You'll be able to see it here on the inside. And so I was able to really get up underneath there and pull off all of this beautiful blue film stuff that just protects all of the machined parts and stuff like that. So now we're gonna get the actual outlet put on here. And then get it scoot back and have it in its forever home, and it will not move again until I'm ready to start putting on all the other things. So these are pretty standard. You have to drop your hose. It's a necessity, but you essentially get this, tighten it, apparently all the way because it is super long. I'm going to pull out some of this a little, put it on here, get this nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to have to use all right, so that's on there. So now we can okay, so I might have to get a sheet of plywood to put on top of here, because this is wanting to like hang down, and it's kind of pressing up against, I guess just where I have this, it's pressing up against the hose, and it's starting to kind of like push it together, and I don't really want that. So I'm going to put a piece of plywood down right here just to kind of bring this whole lip out a little, because I can't necessarily pull this workbench out because it's all connected. So I'm going to do that at a later date, of course, but for now I'm definitely going to fire this thing up and see how it works, and how, you know, I mean, I'm not going to do a test cut or anything, but I'm going to see exactly, you know, how it runs and how smoothly it sounds. So yeah. All right, so looking at the front here, you can see a couple of displays. One of mine went out actually during the time of shooting this last part of the video, which is very unfortunate because this is the one that reads the temperature of the bulb, the tube itself, and then this one is the one for the water. I would not doubt that it is actually frozen right now, my chiller and the water and the lines, but I'm not really going to turn this thing on right now. It does not need to be coming on. Well, I mean, I'm not going to run it. I'm going to turn it on to see if it works, but yeah, your stop switch here, you hit it for it to turn off, it overrides everything and just stops, and then you turn it to actually release it, and then you have your manual power here and a test button on your ammeter, and then your on and off switch right here, and then it has just a little few things, you know, make sure the water pump is running before you start the laser, always connect the ground connectors to the ground outlet, all the just basic things that you need to do and stuff. So looking under the hood here, if you will, let's see, I'm gonna drop you a little. You can see this is the main motherboard, and where all the power supply pretty much is at, and it has all the things that control everything. And then you have your main motherboard PCB, which is the actual motherboard that comes preloaded, or well, it is enabled for light burn, which some of these lasers don't come out like that out of the box. You have to get a separate motherboard or update firmware or anything like that. That's why one of the things that I mentioned is this is a out of the box ready machine for light burn. So, and then you have a little port here, so whenever you do get, say, a water pump, which mine was lost by UPS, thankfully I'm gonna get that replaced. So you can run your air assist, sorry, I'm blanking out over here, your air assist through here, and then you can wire everything up. You've got a little extra power outlet down here, so that way you can wire it in and control it through the PCB and everything. So yeah, so let's get it fired up. Let's move you here and fire it up and see if we're running and working with power. All right, so there we go, we're gonna fire her up. Cool, so we're running. So one thing I will note, that I did try to connect this to light burn, or not that I tried to, but I connected this to light burn and it didn't detect it automatically, so I had to go in there and manually enter it, gerbil, like you select the gerbil option on what type of laser, all that stuff, you name it, and do all, it'll run you through all the different steps that the X and the Y, or the width and the height of the actual bed itself, and then it just comes right up. But looking inside, you can see it does have a port back here for where your laser comes from. It's got a mirror there, and a mirror there to shoot it down. Then I'll make another separate video on how to adjust these and everything, and how to pinpoint all that stuff. It has a standard rail going across for this axis, and then your axis going this way is controlled by a rail over here. It's got it homes in the back left, the rear left. So that's one thing to know. It's got your stop switches here, and then it's got another one right here, but this is the one that controls the water protection. So water cooling would stop once it opens, and then you hit, once this is engaged, like so when the lid is closed, it will turn it back on. It has a, I think it's called not a daisy chain. Oh, I'm blanking out on what this is called. I'm gonna have to like put it somewhere on the screen what this is called. But this is essentially so you can run your air assist here, and it won't get, you know, obstructed by anything like that. You'll run it through this right here, and then have your air assist. So my air assist, I actually did get, I'm losing it. So my air assist I got from King Gubby. They are a brand, they are a company that does a lot of things for lasers and stuff like that. So essentially whenever I am ready, I can just get it on here, and then tighten down the nut that comes with it, and then put the hose in back over here, and then I will have air assist whenever I am cutting things and stuff like that. So, and then you can see, let's see, let me move this back a little bit. You can see this is where the actual port is for your exhaust, and then here is the bed on where you cut all of your materials. This actually will come up, and it's got a little like clamp mechanism down there for like bigger materials. Let's see, let me get it open for you real quick. So yeah, so you can do this little clamp right here that's spring loaded, so that way if you have any materials, you just kind of clamp it and it holds right there. So, and apparently it's so if you need to do like a different focus, I don't know, I haven't really messed with it too much, but yeah, so that's the inside. So it's a really nice surface. It's not going to get torn up whenever you're cutting things, because this thing does not cut metal. It cuts acrylic, it cuts wood, it cuts particle board, it cuts cardboard, cardstock, all the things. I mean, in the acrylic, I forgot the exact thickness, but I mean it'll cut pretty thick, you know, acrylic. So that's really nice. So and then also I forgot to mention, it has this little laser. I need to adjust mine because my laser is actually shooting over here, and this is actually supposed to tell you exactly where. It's just a laser pointer, should I note. And this will tell you exactly where your laser is going to be firing at, so you're not having to like move it around and mess with it. So Let's see how it works real quick. All right, so let's see. I can move it down to the right, left, up. So if I were to move it, let's see. Let's move it here, here, and then we'll send it home. So as you can see, very smooth, very fast. So I mean, this thing moves. So I'm really excited to start cutting with it and doing all the things. So yeah. This thing is a really solid bang for the buck. It's I think $600 right now. I do have a code that you can use to get 6% off of this thing. If you buy it with a chiller, of course, you get them both at a little discount, of course. Solid machine overall, though. But yeah, solid machine overall. Let's see a little bit of the just the logistics things. It's a 350 watt power consumption. It's rated at 40 watt power. The tube is anywhere from 1500 to 2000 hours. The wavelength is 10,640 nanometers. Laser frequency is 20 to 100 kilohertz, or KHZ, I'm assuming kilohertz. Yeah, 8 by 12. Cut capacity. The speed is 350 millimeters a second, and it goes to 100 to 255. Cutting speed is the same, 350. Range is 1 to 22 millimeters. Max depth, or minimum engraving depth, is 0.008, so that's really shallow, or 0.2 millimeters. Max engraving depth is 0.12 inches, 3 millimeters, depending on material. Max resolution is 2500 dpi. 1500 dpi is recommended. Minimum line width is 0.02 inches, or 0.508 millimeters. Precision is 0.01 inches, so it's very accurate. And yeah, and it's a solid machine that works well, and yeah, it's really powerful. So definitely recommend you get one. Use code Raymond6 for 6% off of your order, and I will be posting more videos like I said, how to adjust the mirrors, how to clean the lenses, how to cut certain materials, how to make test materials, how to use different things on it, and set it up in different ways, and how to do maintenance and different things like that. So stay tuned for it, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video and all the things. So I will see y'all in the next one.